Hey everyone, thanks for joining in. We'll be starting the event soon. Just waiting for a few people to log into the YouTube channel. Perfect. Shubham, are you ready to uh, for this event?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great, great. Let's begin. Hi all, welcome to the community webinar organized by Foundership. To those who do not know about Foundership, Foundership is a Web3 accelerator providing incubation to Web3 startups through its programs Xerox Camp and Launch Camp. To know more, kindly visit our website at foundershiphq.com. Does knowledge to Web3 app development have any limits? Well, I would not believe so. And Shubham here is going to prove me right. Web3 app
Yeah,
development is such a uh, such a topic that there are always new things coming up to it. And Shubham, a Web3 enthusiast and a builder and a developer, will be able to help us with insights through this webinar. Over to you, Shubham.
yeah. Thanks for this. So just want to make sure like is my screen is visible to everyone? Yep, cool. Yep. So let's get started. So in this webinar, we'll be going to discuss about like how to think about Web3 app development. I know like this topic like uh, for anyone who just want to get started with Web3 or a blockchain development. This question is like very simple or very rare. Like everyone should have like when they start like how should I start? What should I learn? So like in this webinar, like we are going to discuss about this thing like from scratch, from starting, like from like where to start and like what will be the end, like from till what point like you can say that I know Web3 development or I am a confident blockchain developer. So let's get started here. So before that, like I just want to give you a small introduction about myself. So hey everyone, I am Subham Raj. I am a remote software engineer at Cerebrum, and I'm also like a passionate Web3 folk, having a cool community of around 70K like people on LinkedIn. I've also won multiple hackathons and like which simply means like I know my way around like building some awesome stuff. And apart from that, like I'm also a as I said, like I'm a Web3 folk. I just like keep exploring multiple thing, like multiple ecosystem, like different opportunities, different protocols in the Web3 ecosystem. So just to like put a light on that, so I'm got a title of like Polygon advocate. So if you don't know what Polygon advocate is like, it's kind of like a community of folks who just want to contribute into the Web3 ecosystem. So let's say you are a Web3 folk, you know something about Web3. It definitely it is not for the beginner. So if you know like and you just want to give it back to the community, want to help others how to learn Web3 and blockchain thing, then like Polygon have like organized a community for a specific community for that, and that is called the Polygon Advocate. So I am a part of that, and apart from that, I'm also a part of Solana collective member. So you can also understand this similar kind of like a Polygon advocate role, but in the Solana ecosystem. So I'm also a part of that. Like very few people, like when I joined the Solana uh, community at that time, like very few people were from India at that team, maybe around two or three people, including me. But now definitely the community is growing. People are joining across the globe. So I guess like in the Solana community, there are like people from more than 20 countries is being a part of that community. And yeah, so and also I was a fellow at Ethereum Foundation. So there I did my fellowship for around 3 months, and I did some research and development work at Ethereum Foundation. So yeah, so just this is like a small introduction about me. So let's just get started with like how can you start developing, or how can you get your career into the Web3 ecosystem. So before that, let's just understand like what actually Web3 means, right? We are going to start learning like how to develop build an app on blockchain. But before that, let's just like see a simple definition what Web3 actually means. And actually, like you should also ask this question before you are getting started, like why do I actually need to start Web3 development, right? We are happy with like doing our current Web2 stuff, like we are building applications, we are building like just for learning purpose, we are building Twitter's clones, Meta, like Facebook, Google. These are all kind of like a Web2 stuff. Like why Web3 actually exists? Like what's the problem with the Web2 that Web3 is trying to solve? So I just want to put a quote of Sandeep sir. Like if you don't know, like he's the co-founder of Polygon, and Polygon is like a very big company in the Web3 ecosystem. Uh, so yeah, what he said, like Web3 is not just here. It's not something new, right? It is not like came across a cloud and like it is just trying to say that I'm a cool fuzzy, those kind of stuff. Web3 is just trying to solve the existing real world problem, which is not being solved by the Web2. Even though right now we can say that Web2 did solve like lots of problems that we have in real life, like for the communication we are using Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but there are few problems with those applications, right? And there are also some limitation for those applications, like those are centralized, like if like they want, they can like delete your account, and there are lots of stuff going on in the Web2 ecosystem that like it is like simply not possible, it has not been possible to solve those existing problem using Web2 technology. So that is the reason why Web3 came, and Web3 just trying to solve the existing Web2 problem in a more simpler and a more like easy way, right? So this is what actually is. So I just want to like give you like what's the difference between Wave 1, Wave 2, and Web 3. So Wave 1 is it's called the first era of Wave, which like started around 1900, and like it just like end around 2000. So that was like a wave, like which was just static and read only page. So just imagine a Wikipedia, right? You'll just open a Wikipedia, you just like search for any topic, and you're just learning the stuff like whatever presented in your screen, right? You're just like it's simply a one-way communication. You are just reading the content on the platform, and you're just like not doing anything. You cannot do anything else apart from that. So that is why it is called the read only web. You can just read the content, you can just, but you cannot like communicate with those things. But like then here web 2 came, and like we are living in the era of web 2. We watch Netflix, we have definitely we all have accounts on Twitter, Meta, Instagram, Facebook, all of those things, right? And these are simply information centric and interactive web. So what web 2 does is like it just make the web more interactive, so people interact with each other, people are creating content, people are sharing things with the world, and people are communicating with two ways. So it's like a more engaging way of a web, you can say that. But here comes the Web3, which is like a more user-centric, decentralized, private, and secure. So Web3 mostly focus on the security side of Web, which like very lack in the Web2 stuff. So like generally we heard lots of news in the past, even in the present time, like lots of like companies are selling user data to earn the money, because at the end of the day you are using this web2 application for the free of cost, right? You're not paying anything. I know like this time like Twitter is like paid, but even though you have the options to use it for free, right? It's optional thing. It's not like you have to pay to use the Twitter, right? So the problem here was like, how did the company survive? Like, if they are like giving you a free software, then how will they earn? So the main like monetization for these Web2 companies was like your user data. So whatever data you are creating account on Google, you're watching some like series on Netflix, you are sharing some thoughts on Twitter. So these are the data that is like that creates value in this ecosystem, and because of that particular data, company is like earning lots, like millions and billions of dollars from it. And like even like without letting you know, they are using your data in like very bad way, which is not good, right? You are the owner of data, and like companies just like using your data without telling you and just sharing it with some another company and all of those stuff. So it's very bad here, right? The security part is like was very lacking in the Web2 ecosystem. That is why Web3 came. And the core center part of Web3 is called blockchain technology. So why Web3 is being possible, like even before, like why not we still have the same problem in 2010 or something, right? But why not we thought of something similar at that particular time? So that is because Web3 is only possible because of the blockchain technology. So in 2008 or 9, like something, the first time when the Bitcoin came, like people get to know what the blockchain technology, even though like the concept of blockchain exists like even before that, but that was the first use case of blockchain. People saw that what is possible with this blockchain technology, and we saw Bitcoin. Then in 2014 Ethereum launched, and we saw that we can also build application on top of blockchain technology, and like which is like more secure, more decentralized, private and secure. So from that point of time, like the development started growing, like lots of blockchain is coming, like Solana, and there is like lots more in the market right now. But the most popular one is, like as we know, Ethereum and Solana. And there's also a few more like Polkadot and Flow. There is lots of blockchain right now in the market. So this is what like Web3 means. So, and also I just want to mention one more thing here. Like sometimes people just get confused the difference between the Web3 and the blockchain. So if I just want to give you the difference between what is a Web3 and what is a blockchain. So just imagine a scenario, right? In one corner, let's imagine the two person like who are just fighting together, and in one corner we have a blockchain, the OG of digital world. It's like a reliable, trustworthy person who always keeps you safe, secure and safe. And in the another side of the corner, we have a Web3, the flashy innovation cousin, like who always up to something exciting. It's like the cool kid on the block, bringing new possibilities and blowing your mind with its decentralized magic, right? So like while blockchain is all about like secure transactions and immutable ledger, like we heard about like the Bitcoin, right? But like in the another case, Web3 take things in the whole new level. So when we talk about the blockchain stuff, we generally talk about security, decentralization, private, and all of the stuff. But Web3 just came took that blockchain stuff and just make it more exciting. So we have a concept of like NFT, decentralized finance, metaverse. So this is only possible because of the Web3, and definitely the core of the Web3 is the blockchain. So it's just add up on the blockchain we got the Web3. So I got like you got the little bit idea about like what actually Web3 is, why it is existed, and why we need to learn this, because it's the just the starting era. And if we can just grab the knowledge of like building application on top of Web3, then definitely it will help us in our career. And definitely like people are earning lots more in this Web3 ecosystem in comparison to another technology because of the market demand. I know like right now the market is very down, and like there is like very few opportunities in the Web3 ecosystem, but definitely the market will recover, the times will turns good for the blockchain as well, and definitely the opportunities which flowed off in the market. So I guess like this is the right time to learn this technology, because no one is talking about this right now. So definitely, if you acquire some skills right now, then definitely it will pay you later after a year or maybe a 2 year. We don't know like when the market will recover on that, but definitely at some point of time you'll get the advantage from the other folks who know some coding skills. But if you have some extra like Web3 skills, then definitely like you'll stand out of the crowd. So yeah, that was it. So I was like, you got the idea like why we need to learn Web3 stuff, and so let's get started. So yeah, Web3 app development framework. So the first idea that generally comes for in a developer mind who just want to get into the Web3 stuff, and also like Web3 is not just only for the developers. Like everyone have some space, can make some space in the Web3. Even you are a business person, even you are an investor, even you're a founder, definitely like having this particular skills like will help you in a career a lot. So I'm just trying to say you like for this particular presentation, like we are mostly focused on the development part, but definitely like if you just follow few steps, and like if you just don't want to get into mostly into coding part, but definitely I have like uh, segregated two parts. So what the first part is for the non-tech guy, and the second part is for the tech guy who just want to get deep into the Web3 ecosystem, how to build application, how to deploy smart contract, and all of those stuff. So it we have like something for everyone here, right? So let's get started. So before starting like Web3 and blockchain stuff, first thing you need to know about is the blockchain fundamental. This is like a very basic stuff. So before even getting started into blockchain, like start writing code from the first day, you just need to have a basic understanding, because in the blockchain ecosystem, the things are different. People, it's not very similar to what Web2 have like login, sign up, and all of those stuff. In the blockchain ecosystem, things work really very different. We have a concept of mining. We have like algorithms like the which runs the blockchain. So for example, proof of work, proof of stack, definitely like if you have heard about these terms, like this includes in the blockchain fundamental part. So even before getting started, either you're a tech guy or non-tech guy, if you want to get into this ecosystem, then blockchain fundamental is like a very basic thing, or the very first thing you need to start. Like what is a blockchain, how does a transaction work, why Bitcoin came, like how does the transaction work on the Bitcoin, like why people mine Bitcoin, how people are earning from it, how people are uh, uh, how this is helping other people, how it is anonymous. So these kind of stuff you need to learn first, to if you want to get into this ecosystem. So definitely I would suggest like go just invest like few months on this blockchain fundamental, learn basic stuff, learn like keywords, which is like mostly for the Web3 or a blockchain ecosystem. So most of the time, if you like see people talking about the blockchain or a Web3, they just take like few names that maybe you haven't heard about, right, in the past, like mining, what is a meme pool, what is a like a proof of work algorithm, what is a proof of stack. So to just understand like what people are saying, what people are talking about, why this is hype is all about. It's not like the just like blockchain is not mostly all about the cryptocurrency and hype, like people are pumping coin from like 0 to million, or just making million or $1 billion from the cryptocurrency. It's not about that. Like cryptocurrency is just a small portion of the blockchain technology, but like most of the time people get confused, like blockchain is equal to cryptocurrency, Web3 is equal to cryptocurrency, but it is not. Cryptocurrency is just a small portion of the blockchain technology. So to differentiate those things, you need to have the basic understanding, like what is the difference between cryptocurrency and why it is different from another thing, and why like blockchain is matter more than the cryptocurrency stuff, right? So yeah, if you get just pass from this fundamental stuff, then definitely just move to the next step, which is like get into the. So till this point, it was just for the tech or non-tech guy for both. But after this, like if you get the basic understanding, then I think this is more than enough for a non-tech guy to get into the ecosystem, to just listen what people are talking about, what is its future, which company is working on which direction, so what will be the future scope. So you'll get every idea like what people are talking, and you will get to understand like why this is all about, right? But if you really want to get into full coding stuff, like how to build application, how to deploy smart contract and all, how to build my own cryptocurrency, so let's get started for that tech part. So after that, like you just need to get into the Ethereum ecosystem. The reason being is like Ethereum is the first, like the market dominant for developing a decentralized, that simply stand for the decentralized application. So Ethereum is like dominating the market. there is like lots of not a drawback, limitations for the Ethereum blockchain. But the only reason why we can, like, we should start learning Ethereum is because its community. So Ethereum community is like really strong. Like in this blockchain ecosystem, around more than 16% of the project that you see is mostly on the Ethereum blockchain because of the trust it had to offer to the market. Even like lots of government, even if you heard like lots of news, like maybe in India some state government is trying to implement, like, block trying to implement some FIR on the blockchain ecosystem. So in all of those most cases they are using it some way Ethereum blockchain, right? In most of the cases they are using Polygon block, the Polygon, which is like a layer 2 blockchain. So I'll just like tell you what the difference between layer 2, layer 1 and layer 2 blockchain. So we will discuss it after later. But just imagine that, like in most of the cases they'll be using the Ethereum blockchain because even the government even the government have a trust on this one Ethereum, right? Because it's the first blockchain who had to offer the concept of smart contract. You can build application and deploy it on this particular blockchain. So definitely you need to learn about the basic of Ethereum, how Ethereum works, how transactions like get proved on the Ethereum blockchain. So in the past Ethereum were working on the consensus mechanism called proof of work, but now the algorithm got changed and it is now on the proof of stake. So you need to understand like what's the difference between proof of stake and proof of work, and why Ethereum has changed from that particular consensus algorithm to this particular algorithm. So you need to create and grasp some, like, deep understanding of the Ethereum ecosystem, what people are trying to do using this Ethereum and all. So if you get like a basic understanding of Ethereum and know like what actually DAPPS is, what is the concept of those stuff, then definitely you can move on the third part, which is like a Solidity smart contract. So if you don't know, Solidity is a smart contract language. So smart contract simply means code on the blockchain. So just understand a smart contract is equal to code on the blockchain. So you write code, you deploy on the blockchain. The reason being is like blockchain has to offer, like, the decentralization, more secure, immutable. If you deploy your code, nobody will going to change it. Or even if you want to change your code, then definitely you will not able to do that, because once you deploy a code on the blockchain, it will be there for the lifetime, right? So yeah, so to just build that particular smart contract, you need to have some tools, and like Solidity is one of the most popular tool in the market, which is like Solidity is just a programming language. Using that, you can write a smart contract and deploy it on the Ethereum blockchain. Even right now, like there is few other blockchain as well, where you can deploy the Solidity smart contract. So yeah, it's not only on that if you are learning Solidity, then only you'll be able to deploy it on the Ethereum. It's like a EVM chain. So all the EVM chains like all the EVM chains, you can use Solidity programming language to write and build a smart contract for the EVM chain. So yep. So this is like the third step. You need to acquire the skill to write a basic smart contract, like how to interact with the blockchain, how to write my code, how to deploy it on the blockchain, like. And definitely it is not just a similar language, like you can relate it with the JavaScript or Python. It has a very different architecture, very different thing to offer. You need to have a like really different mindset to just think and like write code into the Solidity programming language, because in the normal coding language we create a variables and we store some data, but here you are actually dealing with the money, right? In a variable you are storing, maybe you are creating a variable and you're storing millions of dollars in just particular variable. So you need to think about that way, like we are dealing with the real money. And if that particular contract is not secure, or maybe there is some bugs in that, so you may lose all of those monies, like because of that particular any simple bug. And it happens, like if you go and study the case study what happened in the past, so because of like small minor bugs, like people have lost more than millions and billions of dollars just because of silly mistakes in their smart contract. So you just need to also learn that what people had done wrong in the past and what we can learn. So you just not need to learn a Solidity, but definitely you just need to learn a advanced Solidity. So in most of the cases, if you just know the basic of Solidity, it is not good enough in the market to just get a job or like just write a production ready code. Because as I said, like Solidity is like you need to think about the security, like first, because you're dealing with the real money. If your code have a bug, then like you can lose a million and billions of dollars. So that is the reason being like companies also looking for a good solidity developer. So having a mediocre skill or a basic level skill, you can just build a prototype or dummy apps. But but if you want to build a real world project which is being deployed on the blockchain and people are using with the real money, then definitely the advanced concept of the solidity you need to acquire. You need to learn about how solidity works behind the scene. What is the EVM? Like EVM stand for the Ethereum virtual machine. How the code runs, how we can secure our smart contract. What are the some auditing tools using that we can check that our code is secure or not, right? So those kind of stuff you need to learn in the advanced solidity stuff, and then you can move forward in the next step with interacting with a smart contract. So you know how to write smart contract, you know the basic of blockchain, you know how things are working behind the scene, but you wrote the smart contract, but people are not going to interact with the smart contract directly via going and like calling any method or something. Like you need to provide an interface to a user some way so that they can use the application, and that particular application should interact with the smart contract. So you need to learn like how can we interact with the smart contract, and we may most of the cases we are interacting with the front end tools. Like maybe you have an application from where user are clicking a button, and that particular button triggering reading some data from the smart contract, or maybe writing some data to the smart contract. So you need to learn this stuff, and there is lots of tool in the market using that. Like you can learn interacting with the smart contract in very easy way. Some of them are like Web3 JS library. So if you are like building application in front end application like React or Next.js app, then like definitely Web3 JS and EtherJS libraries are really helpful to you to interact with a smart contract. And like there is also few other options as well from that. Like you can directly communicate with a smart contract without using any library, using JSON RPC calls, but those are like bit tough to do that. So if you're just getting started, just like uh, get install some package libraries like Web3 JS, EtherJS, and just get start and learn like how to interact with those stuff, right? And once you know how to interact with the smart contract, you need to also learn about the development tools. Like as I said, like writing smart solidity smart contract is not as simple as writing a normal JavaScript code or a Python code, right? Because what we usually do, we just like open up we just create a file in a normal programming language. Let's say hello.py. We just write a program and we just like run it through the compiler and it works. But in the case of blockchain, you just need, because that particular solidity smart contract will be deployed on the blockchain. So you need to create a local blockchain, right? You need to have a blockchain from where on from where like on which you can test that particular code, right? Either it is working good or not, is there any bug, or like it is working fine or not. For the development purpose, you need to have those, you need to know about like those development tools. Using that, you can smoother your development journey and writing a good solidity code. So these learning tools includes like you can go for writing a solidity smart contract. You can have a like most popular library in the market, which is like uh, you can use Foundry for that. And we also have a hard hat library. Using that, like you can write a smart contract, you can write a JavaScript code to test that smart contract, and also like you can deploy a smart contract from there as well. But I would say if you are a beginner, then definitely check out the Remix IDE. So what is Remix ID? So Remix ID is an online ID. So it's something like an online compiler from where like you can just go and write a smart contract and just like keep playing around with without any initial setup. That particular Remix ID does not require any setup on your local environment. So that would be the like a best platform to get started with the Solidity code. And after that, like you can move with the local development, because you cannot write a production ready code on the Remix ID just for the it's kind of like just a playground. But if you want to play a real game, then definitely you need to get into the real playground. You need to create your own blockchain, local blockchain, from where like you can deploy smart contract, communicate with one wallet to another wallet, and those stuff, right? So After that, what you can do, like you just know everything till this point, not everything, but most of the thing, which is like more than enough to build any decentralized application. You know how blockchain works, you know what is Ethereum, you know how to write a Solidity smart contract, and you also know, like, how to interact with a smart contract. And like by building any UI application, like building a full stack app application requires, smart contract and your front end application, right? These are the two special things that requires to build a simple full stack Web3 or decentralized application, right? So for that, like you can build your user interface using some like popular JavaScript libraries, like React.js, which is like very popular in the market these days. But you can also use like any other JavaScript libraries. You can also simply write HTML code and interact with your smart contract directly from there. And yep, like using like Web3.js or EtherJS libraries. And yep, you know how to write a Solidity code. So you can just start building the application, start writing code. And yep, till this point, after that, what you can do, so I'm just want to give you a little bit of brief about like what like Web3 tech stack look like. I've just like given you a broader idea and just given you the name, but here from this picture you can understand it a more. So what Web3 tech stack look like. So in the first layer we have the protocol layer, which is like first of all you need to choose like in which blockchain I'll be going to use for my project. Either it will be like, as I said, like if you're just getting started, then definitely go for the Ethereum. Otherwise, if you are experienced one, you just want to check out some another blockchain ecosystem like Bitcoin, Celio, Phantom, and we have a Polygon, Solana, Algorand. Then you can like definitely go for those ecosystem. And like just the first thing is like you need to decide like which protocol I'm going to use, and like where I'm going to deploy my smart contract. Because according to that, according to this decision, the rest of this particular decision will be decided. Because you cannot write Solidity smart contract and deploy it on the Solana blockchain, because Solana ecosystem is totally different with the Ethereum one. And also like every blockchain that you are seeing here is like a bit different from one another. In most of them are like EVM compatible. EVM compatible simply means like you can write Solidity smart contract and deploy it on any of the blockchain, right? You do not need to change any of your program logic or something. So after deciding the protocol layer, you are going to infrastructure layer. Means like you can use some third party libraries to, interact with those blockchain. Maybe if you just want to get some data from the blockchain, like what is the current price of cryptocurrency on this blockchain, Solana, or maybe like, how to store some data on this blockchain. So you can use this infrastructure tool. You can use their APIs to interact with them. And now we have a development tools. So as I said, development tools simply means the tools which is like, required for writing a smart contract or building a decentralized application, right? So you can, as we have also discussed about, this is a logo of Web3.js. So Web3.js help you interact with the front end to the smart contract. So you can interact with a smart contract on your like UI application using Web3.js library. Then you have a truffle. So truffle is simply a complete package which provide you, as I said, like for the development purpose, you need to create your local blockchain, right? You need to create a blockchain. You need to interact with one another. So this is what like truffle make it easier for you. It will just create you a simple local blockchain with maybe 10 or 20 accounts, nodes, or and you can interact with one another. Each nodes have like definitely some fake monies, so that you can just taste and like see how this stuff is working. And definitely we have a Solidity code. Then we have a hard hat tool which is used for writing Solidity code and also testing it and deployment. So for writing, testing, and deployment Solidity code, like hard hat is like one of the most popular development tools used in the DApp development ecosystem. Then we have a EtherJS similar to Web3.js. So it's just alternative of like Web3.js. Then we have a Brownie similar to Hard Hat. And there is like lots of tools coming in the market. Even right now, like we have a Foundry which is like really faster than the hard hat. So it's a Foundry is similar to hard hat, but like using that, what you can do, you can like test your smart contract. Like in the hard hat, if you want to, if you're writing a smart contract, then for testing purpose, you need to write a JavaScript code. Like is particular function is working right? Is I am like writing this particular logic. Is this logic is correct or not? So to test that thing, we need to write the test cases, right? We do follow like even the same approach in the web 2 ecosystem, right? We write some code and then we create some test cases for that. So even in the Web3 world, we write some Solidity smart contract, we write some test cases, and in the hard hat, you will most of the cases you will be writing test cases using JavaScript programming language. But using Foundry, you can like write a test cases even in the Solidity code. So you are writing a Solidity code and also you are testing that particular code using Solidity language. So yep, the development tool is like really maturing day by day. New tools are coming and like people are using it. People are like one tools have another advantage than the first one. So yeah, those are the things. Then let's see like what are the dApps which are like really popular in the market right now that you can use. You can see like how the particular how there is a basic difference between a normal app and a decentralized application. So you can check out OpenSea. OpenSea is like a decentralized marketplace for buying it for buying NFTs. And then we have a Phantom. So Phantom is a crypto wallet which you can use to hold your cryptocurrencies, and also it help you interact with some decentralized application. So I just want to like give you a little bit brief about like what actually crypto wallet is. So crypto wallet simply means like in a Web3 term, in a Web3 world, we do not have something called login or a sign up feature, right? In a Web2, we all know that whenever we go to any website, first of all, we need to, verify ourselves that, okay, log in with the Google or log in with the Facebook or sign up with my Apple ID or something. But in the Web3 world, those sign up login concept is not there. You just need to, if you are communicating with the blockchain, you need to have a wallet, and a wallet is a tool which handles your public and a private key. So what is a public and what is a private key? So in a simple term, in a Web3 world, your digital identity is denoted as a number, hexadecimal number, which is nothing but your public key. So if you want to get more understanding what is public key, what is private key, how to create those, what are the difference between those stuff. So you can definitely check out like you need to learn about the basic of cryptography. So this is not the concept of blockchain. This is the concept of cryptography, like public key, private key, asymmetric key, and all of those stuff. So Phantom is just a tool which provide you to handle your public and a private key. You can hold your cryptocurrency, you can transfer it, you can interact with any decentralized applications. Then Reliable, this is something similar to OpenSea. Then we have a indexer, zeroing. So these are all the and Magic Eden. So these are all the decentralized applications that is like really popular in the market. So if you just want to play around it with like what how the decentralized application looks like, then definitely check this out. You'll get to learn so many things from this stuff. And key consideration. So see, the Web3 ecosystem is like which is changing rapidly. Even right now, the market is various, but people are building cool stuff in the Web3 ecosystem because they have a faith that definitely in future the market will recover and people will know the power of Web3 and the blockchain technology. So this ecosystem is like really changing. So maybe if you learn some tool right now, maybe after a month or maybe after a year, that particular skills may not be relevant in the for the market. Maybe that particular tools get old. But what you need to see here is like if you are in this rapidly changing ecosystem, you need to learn every day. You need to acquire the skills what market is needed, and you just need to keep updated with the market, like what's coming, what is going, which is the popular tool coming in the market, and based upon that you need to update your skill on day to day basis. If you're not doing that, let's say if you learn some skill right now and you're saying that okay, I know blockchain, and if you just left it for a year and next year you'll again start, then definitely you see whatever I've learned is like really old. Those are not working right now, so you need to learn it again. So this is one of the most important thing that you need to keep in mind when you are started learning blockchain. So if you are starting, then definitely see like maybe I'm learning hard hat right now, but maybe tomorrow hard hat will no longer be used in the company. Maybe some another library will come and people are using those. So you need to be prepared for those stuff, and like just be ready, like excited for the journey, like learning new tools and building some cool stuff. So this is just I want to mention before, like if you just want to get started, just keep in mind that you need to learn and grow every day. Otherwise, you will be left behind. Now let's see like what is like a Web 2 and a Web 3 application. Even though like we have discussed it already, like what decentralized applications app look like, but to just give you a comparison, like so that if you are not even if you are a very beginner, you do not know what is Web 2 and Web 3. So this may help you, replicate like how this Web 3 stuff look like. So if you are using a Chrome browser, we all use in our day-to-day life. So there is a Web 3 version of a Chrome browser which is called a Brave. So Brave is a browser like which is Web 3, which is a decentralized application. You have a concept of like uh, uh, you have a concept of like a wallet. So there is an inbuilt wallet in the Brave browser, so that you do not need to install any another third-party wallet to interact with any decentralized applications and all of those stuff. And also Brave browser is really more secure than the Chrome one. And in the storage side, we have a Dropbox and Drive, Google Drive. But in the Web 3 ecosystem, we have IPFS. So IPFS stands for the Interplanetary File System. So it's similar to like decentralized file system. So if you put your file on the IPFS, it just break your file into chunks and it will just distribute your file across the globe. So that like your file will be hidden from. It will be like really secure than these applications, right? Then for the social network, we have Estimate and AXA. I know like these are not really popular now, right now, but definitely in future when people realize like what is the value of their real data, then definitely they'll move from this stuff to this one if they get realized like what the value it has to offer. And also for the messaging, we have status and we have all of those stuff here. Okay. So I guess like this is the point. This is it. If you just want to get into the blockchain ecosystem, want to learn stuff, so start with the basic, learn the ecosystem, and definitely keep growing your skills on the day-to-day basis. Be the part of like multiple communities so that like you can be aware like what's going on the ecosystem and what people are talking about, what people are building. So those will really help. And definitely if you want to learn and just you are not sure like where to start, what resources should I need to follow, which course should I follow, then definitely check out my this handle. So you can also search it on the Twitter, LinkedIn, or even GitHub. So I have lots of cool repository on the GitHub. So you can check it out. I have said like lots of resources from where you can start learning blockchain basic stuff. You can start learning cryptocurrencies, cryptographies, and you can start building like how to write your first smart contract. So there is lots of tons of resources available on my GitHub profile. So you can just like check it out and you'll get started. So till this point, if you have any question, then definitely like you can ask in the chat. I'll try to answer it. Over to you,
Very
Varun.
interesting and quite insightful, Shubham. Thank you so much for shedding light on such a developing topic at the moment. And we have a few questions from the chat. So,
Mhm.
Ayush asks how we can become a Polygon advocate.
Yep. So for that, the only prerequisite is like you should have like the Web3 spark. So I would say like a normal guy, there is a little bit difference between a normal guy and a Web3 guy. So Web3 guys kind of like always, curious guy, I would say. They are like just keep exploring different things. They are like really excited about what this technology had to offer about because they're not thinking about right now, okay, what is possible right now. They're thinking like after 5 year or after 10 year, like using this blockchain technology, what people are doing, why what this technology had to offer in the long term. So they're thinking about long term and excited right now so that like they could like create their presence in the future term. So yep, for that like that is the only requirement. Like you should have a Web3 mindset, you should be curious, you should be helping another folk. Like let's say if you learn something and if you found any platform from where you have learned some skills, then definitely share it with your folk. And yep, just to be the part of Polygon advocate, just like check out the Polygon official website. In the footer section you'll got the Polygon advocate link. From there you will get the detail of the program. Just apply it there. You need to pass like 2 or 3 interviews. Just you need to showcase that like I'm interesting guy. I have a basic understanding of Web3 and I'm ready to help another folk. But definitely if you are a beginner, then this is not for you. if you have some skill, if you want to help some another one, then definitely this polygon advocate role is for you.
Perfect. And a question by Piyush is how we can make an impressive resume in Web3 space.
See, in that's a good question. Like lots of people have like how to create a good resume and like share it with another one. So I would say like the time is changed right now. We are not living in the past, maybe 5 or 4 year past. Like you are for to just get a job, you need to share a resume or CV. It's the era of AI, artificial intelligence, blockchain. So if you just can prove your skill to someone, like even like by sharing a project, by being a part of some community, by helping some another one, then I would not say like even if you just want to say about myself, like I've got lots of Web3 job offers. Even till that point, I didn't have my resume ready. At even till this point of time, I do not have my resume. So whenever like I have to like get into any company or maybe I get an offer, I just share my portfolio. Like, see, this is what I built, this is what hackathons I have been part of, and these are all the stuff that I did. And definitely from those stuff, they are like really excited. Okay, this guy have done really great job in the past, and they'll be started, right. Instead of just showing a single paper from where they are learning. Okay, you have done this, you have like done your past from here. So I think this is a new era, and CV is not that much important. I would not say it is not important, but not that much important as it was in the past. So definitely just focus on your skill set, showcase thing, like learn in public, so people like what you are building, what you are learning, what you are up to, and share some cool stuff. On the way, like you'll get a lots of opportunities in this ecosystem.
Yep, totally agree with Shubham. Right now, if you just any kind of resume is not an impressive resume unless and until you can back it up with the projects or whatever you worked on and display it like that. And a single paper is never enough for as a resume. So yeah, totally agree with Shubham. And Akshit also asked if you're coming to if you'll be attending Web3 conference in Goa.
Oh, yes, Akshit. So just an hour ago, I've just booked all the tickets and like the conference ticket for the Web3 Goa. So really excited to see you here, see you there.
Great, great. And Shubham, I had a few questions as well. So,
So,
what are the different types of Web3 apps that can be developed?
mm, different types in the sense, like, can you just explore your question a bit more?
No, so if there is a particular type of Web3 app, just wanted to understand that if there are different types of Web3 apps which can be developed, or is there a particular set type of Web3 app which is developed? Because I'm also new to this place and would want to understand the same.
Yep. So I would say like right now there are like a uh, few use cases of the blockchain technology which is like very popular in the market. So we heard about NFT, right? We heard about
Mhm.
decentralized finance. We heard about decentralized autonomous organizations, and we also heard about like metaverse, decentralized identifier. So I would say like these are the particular set of domain in which like people are building apps on, and also there are lots of other domains where people are doing research and development part, because like it's not a mature ecosystem, right? So people are learning and exploring about zero knowledge proof, like how can we share our data in a more secure way. So people are
Correct.
also doing that. So I guess like right now in like the main domain is like the very popular in the blockchain, like DeFi, decentralized autonomous organization, NFTs, and all of those stuff.
Got it. Perfect. Thanks. And what, according to you, what is the future of Web3?
So for me, like as I said, like I'm a Web3 folk and I'm not seeing the present, I'm seeing a future after maybe 5 year or 10 year. So if I
Correct.
just want to give you my just a small story or a small concept, like maybe it will help you imagine like what the future may look like. I just do not want to give you overall view, like because we do not know like what will happen tomorrow or like day after tomorrow, right? So what I'm
Mhm.
thinking, let's just imagine a specific set of problem that exist in the right now, right? So let's say I've just like passed my 10th class right now, okay, and I have my certificates, from issued by the government. Maybe if I'm from CBSE board, the government is been like issued by the central board of like secondary education CBSE. And if I passed from the state board, the particular documents is being published by the government of that particular state, right? And after that, like definitely every student who passed 10th may go to 11th or 12th. They may took admission in some new colleges. And from there, like they need to prove that, okay, I passed my 10th from this particular school. I have got this particular marks, which is like eligible for taking admission in that particular college. And even after like day by day, when when we are growing, maturing, maybe in the graduation, if we are going to take the admission, they may ask for our 10th certificate, right? They may ask for our identities, like what's your real name. And to just back up on that, we just need to show some document that like my name is Subham Raj and this is my Aadhaar card, so that like I can prove that this is my real name, right? I'm not faking anything or any document. So what could be possible solution for this is like if we put all that particular digital documents on a decentralized, on a self-sovereign identity ecosystem. So what self-sovereign identity ecosystem simply means, like if we put all our documents in a blockchain ecosystem. So self-sovereign identity is the different use case of blockchain. So what if like we have some document on your crypto wallet? So crypto wallet is not just only to hold your cryptocurrencies. You can also hold your identities on that particular one. So right now in India, we have a application called DZ Locker, right? Where we put our all
Mhm.
digital documents issued by the government of India. So similar kind of application you can imagine, but that particular one will be the decentralized, right? Only
Yeah.
you have the access to that particular wallet. You have maybe a password and a public and a private key. You have all the documents in that particular wallet. And let's say like you are going to apply for a master's in some another country, or maybe even in India you are applying for a master's MBA, right? And to do that you need to prove lots of documents, right? Even right now if we have to take admission, we need to fill the form. Then after we check out with the eligible criteria, after that we go with the document verification process, and this may take around month or two right now, right, to just get proof all of those stuff. And then finally we took the admission to the college. So just imagine if we
Got it.
have all that particular document in our wallet, right, in our digital
Mhm.
wallet. What we could have done, like if there is a portal for that particular college, we just go there, we just click a button like connect my wallet kind of thing. Like even in the decentralized world we have a wallet connect feature. Whenever you want to interact with the website, you need to connect your crypto wallet, and then you will only able to do that. So similar kind of thing, you'll have a button we say verified identity. We'll just click that button. That particular button will ask you that we are going to fetch so and so data from your wallet. Are you giving me the access to allow access these things? If you just press the allow button, and bam, everything will be verified, because all of the transaction, all of the document is on the blockchain. People can see that government of India has published this particular document to Subham, right? So that like everyone can see, like it's in the public, right? So that particular website can verify your identity within a second, which may took right now a month or two to just verify that. So see, the 2 month of process can be delegated within 2 or 3 seconds. So maybe
Got it.
like you'll get the
Got it.
idea like what could be the possible, use cases of this blockchain technology.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really insightful. Perfect. I think that's about it. We don't have any other questions on the chat as well. It was a great session. Thank you so much for joining and providing us with these valuable insights through your presentation. Thank you for going through everything. And looking forward to having you over our next webinar sessions as well on different kinds of topics and discussions where we can discuss about various other aspects. Perfect. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
So thanks for it. Thanks for inviting me here. It was pleasure.
It was great having you, Shubham. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye everyone.